Hi, welcome. This is Flo, and I want to show you a quick demonstration of my Craftcuts extension for Craft. First, we go to the installation of the Craftcuts extension. You have to go to this to the repository on GitHub. It's free to open for you, and then you can read all the instructions here. But since I built it, I already know this, so I will just go there and install it. You'll find the latest release here linked. Then you will see the latest version, and you can download the craft.x file. Now it's downloaded, and then you have to go to your Craft app, click on the Extensions tab on the sidebar, and click on the plus sign here, and then you see the downloaded craft.x file. You click on Open, and it will open this dialog, and you can install the extension. Now that you have the Craftcuts extension installed, you can open it. And first time you install it and open it, it will look like this. You will just have two buttons, Add Shortcut and Remove Shortcut. Now, how does this work? We can now go and add a shortcut, and you have to provide a few settings. So the first setting is the shortcut name. This has to be the exact name of the shortcut you want to use with Craftcuts. So I will do some demonstration here. I have some shortcuts prepared for the video. The first one is craft reminders from a member of the Craftcuts the craft community. I will copy the name from the shortcut and insert it here. Next, I have to set a display name. I will just name it tasks to reminders, and then I can select the input or several inputs to the shortcut. In this case, I want to add the open tasks on a single page to the shortcut. I want to provide them to this shortcut, and since I did not insert or did not select several inputs, I don't need to have a separator. Then I click on Add Shortcut, and it was added. I can close this window now, and you'll see a new button, which is Tasks to Reminders. Now, when let's assume we have a meeting and I did write down some tasks, you can see them here. And when I'm finished, I can just say I want to add all the tasks to reminders. I click this button, and you already see the shortcut runs. Or maybe you didn't see it, but it did run for sure. So we look at the reminders app. It just opened on another screen, so I'll pick it up here, and you can see that there's 4 tasks which were added to the reminders app now. And what's really cool, you can see that all these tasks have links back to the craft block. So when I click on here and open link, the craft app will open the correct task. This is the first use case I wanted to show you. The next one is, let's assume you want to open some links from your document. So you have some nice looking links like this in your document, and you want to use a shortcut to quickly open all the URLs looking like this in the document. Then there is another shortcut which is called Craftcuts Open URLs. I'll show it to you now and explain what's going on there. The shortcuts lets me push it over to the side. This shortcut will go a little bit deeper into what's happening there. So the shortcut is opened like this, and you can see that it first splits up the input by new lines. Then the new lines are set to a variable for every member or every item in the list which is created then. Then I have a repeat loop with all these blocks, and I'm doing a regex match on this, and this does the following. So all the content from the Craftcuts extension is provided as markdown links to the shortcut, and it splits those up into the block content. So what you see here, like here is some demo content in the blocks and the deep link to the blocks. So when you go and copy the markdown deep link to the block, you can insert it here, and it will already be a URL, but you can see the content of the URL if you just open the link here. So this is provided to the shortcut. I will remove it here, and then it adds the block deep link and the block content to two different variables, and you can do something with that. And what I'm doing here is I only add the links, the provided links to another variable, and after the repeat loop I check if any URL is present, and when a URL in this variable is present, I'm doing a get URLs from URLs action from the variable and open the URLs in Safari. So how do we use this now? Again, I just copy the link for the shortcut, or the name of the shortcut. Then I'll go to add a shortcut. I paste the name, and then I say I name it open URL. So I just give it a name which is visible for me, and I can identify what's going on. And now I select URL blocks. So this will now just provide all the URL blocks which look like this preview here or here to the shortcut. I click again on add shortcut and I close it again. So now we have the next button. Then let's see how this is going to work. I click on open URL, the shortcut runs, and there are two URLs opened in Safari. You can see this is the Craftcuts extension and the Craftist extension, and just to make sure, I open my website and we'll paste it as another link here to prove that this is working. When you have more URLs, so you will just need to run this action again. Then the shortcut runs again, and it opens 3 URLs from that page. This is especially useful if you have, let's say, some URLs that are often opening new and just store in a document in Craft. So you can do this if you want with that shortcut. And the last shortcut I want to try out is something I'm just working on, but I already have something working, so I'll just demonstrate it you. Let's say I want to send a tweet from selected blocks in Craft. I'll just type something in. Let's say I want to tweet this tweet is sent from Craft using the Craftcuts extension. Very cool to have that. Quite difficult to talk while writing for me. Now, again, like we did that before, I just type the name right now. So this shortcut is called Craftcuts tweet. I'll just name it tweet selected blocks, and I go and just select the selected blocks here. Again, add shortcut, and then I select these 3 blocks, and I'll click that button, and let's see what it does. It opened the shortcut, and now it's opening Twitter, provided with the content I just selected. Very cool. Yeah, that was all I wanted to show you, how to configure the shortcuts, or which shortcuts are working. And now I want to talk quickly about what's going on with the separator. So what if you want to have multiple inputs? So let's say you want to have the title of the page and the selected blocks provided to a shortcut. Then you have to provide a separator which will create a string between those two different inputs. Meaning that normally the input in the shortcut will look like this. Here in the example with just reminders. And if you have the page title, for example, selected first, the page title would be another block like this. But how do you separate those in the shortcuts? You can specify a separator and create a template to help you create your own shortcuts. And there you can see that the first step is to configure a separator, and the separator will be used to split the content later on. If you want to remove a shortcut, you just press on the remove button, and let's say I don't need the tweet action anymore, or I don't need the open URL action anymore. Just click on it and it will remove that button. If you like the extension, you can support me on Buy Me a Coffee, or just provide me some feedback what you like. Just feel free to open an issue here in the GitHub repository to tell me what you would like to see, or message me on Twitter or in the community of Craft. I hope you enjoyed it and you can make use of it. Thanks for watching.